So I think we are live now.
Yes.
So what we are doing right now is this seems to be some problem on our Facebook page. So we are streaming it on the other platform from wherein I'll share this. Our platform is called the Special Mom Samavesh, where we talk about the lovely job our children do. So this is we at the Special Mom are very, very proud of this platform. It is called Samavesh. That means inclusion, where we talk about and we showcase also the brilliance our children have. So good evening, everybody. I have Padma Jyoti and Chitra Paul with me. See, I've not said ma'am now. And it's honestly an honor to be talking to these superhuman beings right now. They have done what probably we all, pray or plan to do in our lives, to give actually to give voice to the voiceless. Um, I will leave that part of the discussion to these two lovely, lovely ladies. So we all know Padma ma'am, of course. She has been blogging for quite some time now, and she has been extremely vocal about her journey. She has been sharing about her journey from, I think, for the last 8, 9 years now that you've been sharing about your
Almost that.
journey.
Yeah.
So she is someone who started a blog called Parenting Autism India, where she had shared from her little wins to her learnings and everything. And I personally have followed her blog. And we have Chitra ma'am, of course, again a co-editor with Padma ma'am for Talking Fingers. And she is a co-founder and director of All Inclusive Foundation. So welcome both of you. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for doing this. I always wanted to have this conversation because I'm right now I'm feeling there are people who are doing something unique to inspire others. And yes, we have inspirations all around us. We have senior parents all around us. We have professionals who are associated with us and our families. But the way that this sudden surge that we are seeing, where people are penning their, I would not say thoughts down, but they're penning their hearts down. And so this is, I think, for me, at least as a parent, is an extremely a unique way of inspiring everybody else. So I will not take much time. Over to you. I would want to start with Chitra ma'am. Chitra ma'am, just share a little bit about yourself, please. Tell us about All Inclusive Foundation. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Kreeti. Thank you for this opportunity to share about the book and our journey. So about myself, like I'm a parent, like I'm sure most of the people watching and Kreeti and Padma here. And we started on this journey way back in 2008 when my son was diagnosed. And he was non-speaking right from the beginning, but we were kept hopeful that he will develop speech. So like every other parent, we kept going for speech therapy and OT and special ed. And then one of his biggest breakthroughs was when he got into a regular school. And in a couple of years, something else, which I feel was the biggest breakthrough that happened, was that he started writing with some kind of support. And that's when like all the ideas that we had in our head about him were like totally smashed. Because everybody used to think that he couldn't understand anything. Though, of course, yeah, like as parents, yeah, we did have our doubts, but then you're just a parent. So whoever listens to you and your inner gut feelings. So when he started writing, it was like, that's an emotion that can only be felt. I don't even have words to express it. And that also helped him in his school journey, actually, because people started actually acknowledging that this child, though he doesn't speak, does understand everything that's going on around him. So, and yeah, the journey continued, and eventually, though he started with support, writing with support, eventually we transitioned him onto typing, and he became totally independent in his typing. But yeah, there were issues of skepticism, and there were issues of other struggles, because it's not just because he's writing or typing, everything doesn't become perfect in that sense. So there were other issues, and then he hit puberty, and puberty comes with whole new lot of challenges and stuff like that. And he continued in the regular school, and he actually did everything till grade 9, and he got promoted to grade 10 purely on the virtue of his ability, academic ability. And the school was hugely supportive, and he had a very inclusive experience in that sense. He was part of everything in that school. And yeah, and then COVID struck. And COVID, I'm sure, changed a lot of things for all of us as parents. And right now we are homeschooling. And yeah, he's grown a lot from that child who, at the point of diagnosis, we were told wouldn't make out to be of much. Okay, that was the message that was put out to us, that you don't expect much from him. But now when I look back, no, he's grown hugely, and I'm sure the people who diagnosed and put those words there will themselves be surprised to see him, right? So yeah, I cut my words short. Thank you, Kreeti.
So, tell us a bit about the All Inclusive Foundation.
Okay, so this foundation actually started in the middle of the pandemic. So there are four of us, four founders, who we had been meeting up before COVID struck, and the critical person is a professional, is a child psychologist called Dr. Bindya Shajit, and she knew the three of us. One was me, and the other one was Mr. Mithun Noble, who's a neurodivergent person himself, and the fourth person was Ashika Shetty, who is also a child rights person, and she also works in the gender and sexuality spaces. So all four of us were meeting, and we realized that we were all doing similar things in different spaces. So the thought occurred, why not collaborate? And that's how All Inclusive came out. And one of our very strong things that we stand by is that we believe more work needs to be done with the environment and not with the child or the individual themselves. And the environment is made up of people, spaces, etc. And so we work largely with the people around the child and the individual. So it could be parents, it could be professionals, it could be community members, because we believe unless that change occurs, it's very wrong to only expect the individual to change when we are not walking halfway through the bridge, so across the bridge. So that is our core mission. And we also believe very strongly in the power of lived experiences, so self-advocacy and all that. So that is about All Inclusive. It's based in Bangalore, and we are very fledgling at the moment, but yeah, we are doing some work and we believe in doing work across the lifespan. So we have different programs we run for newly diagnosed parents at puberty, and then transitioning into adulthood and employment. Yeah. I'm done.
That is really very heartening to know that what you're actually trying to do here. And it is always fun when you find like-minded people coming along with you. And and that discovery of like-minded people is what makes it all the more, you actually look forward to all the learnings and all the changes and all the shifts that one can bring. So Padma, I'm coming to you. Please tell us about yourself, and of course, huge fan of your blog. I have been huge fan of your blog. So please tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Kreeti, for the lovely introduction. And yeah, so the blog started out of our homeschooling journey. And okay, I'll share a little bit before that journey happened. So when my son was young and he was diagnosed at 2.5 years, the doctor said that he'll never talk in his lifetime and he will have a very low IQ, and don't expect anything from him. That's the uh, that's the message he gave us. And so we came out, had started working with him, and the more we worked with him, realized that's not true. He is very good at grasping things very fast, and he used to roam around a lot. He was very hyperactive at that age, but make him sit and do some activities, he would sit for 1 hour at a stretch. Otherwise he won't stand for 1 minute also. That's how he used to go. So we used to spend a lot of time doing activities. And later on we started schooling. He went to a regular school till he was fourth grade, till then. And but unfortunately, we were not as fortunate as Chitra had been with her schooling experience. Ours was not a great experience, so we stopped regular schooling, and then our homeschooling journey started. And when we started, there were very few resources, very few people to guide us or tell us what books to read, where can we get the material, and how to go about it. So whatever I learned was very hard earned experience. So I thought, okay, let me help the next parent who is going to go through the journey. And that's how the blogging started. And now it has taken on a life of its own. Many people reach out on a regular basis. They share what they want to read on the blog. They tell me exactly what book to review or what to do also. And they say that it's like meeting a friend or talking to a friend, even though they don't, we haven't spoken always. So it's a very beautiful bonding experience. The way they share their meals, they share their journey, and I'm happy that it has helped many people down the line. And I hope it does so in the future too. And in the process of our homeschooling journey, one major change that I have seen is, in the beginning, I used to think that I am teaching my son. And very quickly, I realized that that's not the truth. We are both learning together. And most of the time, he's teaching me. I'm catching up to him. So I've taught him what little I know, but he has taught me to be a better human being, to be a better mother. He has made me more empathetic and wise, if I can say that. So it's all thanks to him where I am now in my journey. It's all thanks to the wonderful son I have.
I think that's such a beautiful thing to say. We always say that, I think probably that's why a handful of us are in this journey. This the very important life lesson was probably remaining in whatever that we have learned in our life till now. So that's
Oh,
why
yes.
probably the handful of us are in this journey, figuring things out. And the best part about this journey is we are always excited. The excitement just doesn't die down for us. We are always excited. We are always excited, and we are looking forward to so many things in our life. So that makes it all the more fun. So the series that we have started, this conversation is called The Excerpt. Of course, excerpt is one of the beautiful parts of any book or any song that has touched your heart. And so would love to talk about Talking Fingers, of course. There's one book, I think it was in the introduction, it was mentioned it's a path-breaking book, and I think it's absolutely true. It is a path-breaking book. I think no one has. I'm sure people have written a lot of things. I'm sure you'll hear it all across the world, all around the world. There are non-speaking people who are writing or trying to communicate so many things through different mediums. And but this makes it all the more interesting, because here we are, two mommies who are here, who took it upon themselves to sit with these amazing people and actual give voice to the voiceless. So how was the feeling? How was the feeling? What just came into your mind that let's do this? Let's do this. Let's edit this book for them. Let's do this. So who would want to go first? Padma ma'am, please.
So Chitra and I have been friends for nearly 2 decades now, and we met while doing a course. Uh, so we stayed friends through, and both of us being autism moms has just strengthened the bond. We would connect once in a while and share our ups and downs, journeys, thoughts with each other. During one of those conversations, we felt that we always used to say that we need a book like that in India, where the thoughts of the non-speaking autistics are shared, and we need to break that myth that non-speaking is the same as non-thinking. But though we used to discuss this regularly, and we were actually waiting for someone else to do the book, honestly speaking, but it didn't happen. So we realized we had done enough waiting. Let's go ahead and do it ourselves. That's how the book was conceptualized. But in the process, we met some amazing families and author families. And though we were meeting them for the first time, it felt like we were meeting long lost friends,
Yes.
because they have been on the journey very similar to us. They have faced similar hardships as us. And that time gap that takes between getting to know a person and becoming friends, that was like speed track for us. We were all connecting and chatting and talking right from the first phone call. And all the 16 authors came together. We sent the questions, and they took a month to answer it. And once we started getting the answers, that's when the real excitement started for us, because the way they answered these questions, and if I've read the book, Kriti, you realize that these are not simple questions. They're quite complex, quite questions which would make someone sit up and think, how do I answer this? How do I pen my thoughts to this? And the way the 16 authors have answered these questions was what blew our mind. It was I have don't have enough adjectives in my vocabulary to explain how I felt when we started getting the answers. It was amazing, astounding, heartwarming, and everything mixed pulled together. uh, then we just realized that this book will definitely touch the hearts of many people, all the readers who are reading it, because the authors have shared their lived experience, and they have shared such profound thoughts in the book that, all these years people were thinking that these people can't speak. So it's obviously they don't have that thinking capacity to analyze, to see what's happening around them. And this book kind of shattered it, completely shattered that myth. So it was that welcome change that was happening in the lives of not just our sons, but all the authors and everyone in the Talking Fingers family. We felt redeemed that at last, the truth that we knew, that our children were way more intelligent, way more empathetic. That is what the world is seeing along with us. The world is realizing the truth along with us. Are you okay, Kriti? So
With the moment you talked about the book, it just keeps coming back to me, and how it's so nicely, even you people have mentioned it, that how individuals are often marginalized. You know, autistic individuals are from mainstream society, and um, it just so overwhelming to see so many people coming together and trying to create a space for them. It is all about creating that space for them. It is um, people talk about acceptance, people talk about understanding. I don't understand these words. I really, what do you mean by acceptance? These words are so subjective when you think about it. Understanding, acceptance. Tell me about little things that this society can do. And not only them, but all of us put together. What is it that we all can do together for these children? Not only for these children, for these individuals. So that's what, it just keeps coming to my mind, and you've put it so beautifully. And I, for once, would want to name all these authors. If you people will give me just 2 minutes,
yeah,
I would
Oh,
want to name all
definitely.
these
Definitely.
wonderful, wonderful people out there, so people should know about them. So the authors are Adi Narayanan Nair. We have Aditi Somnarayanan. We have Akshat Rasse, Anudeep Kandula, Aratrik De, Devanshi Singh, Joseph Kurian, Navneet Kulkarni. Then we have Nishant Sriram. We have Nirada Sasindran. Am I taking the name correctly? We have Shiva Sanjeet. Of course, he's my favorite, Sanjeet. We have Sarojit Krishna Prasad. We have Sherin Mary Zakaria. We have Tarun Paul Matthew, Tarun Verma, and Vanshita Srivastav. I mean, hats off to all these people. And more so, hats off to their parents, who probably at the end of the day never gave up. Never gave up.
true.
There's also
I'm
one more person
sure,
there,
as
Kriti.
all of us, we
Uh,
keep hearing your child can't. I'm not able to hear
sorry,
you, Chitra ma'am. Huh?
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, I can. I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
No, I was saying there's one more person there. The person who wrote the forward is also a non-speaker, Chami. So he has,
Shamia.
yeah. So I
Sorry, I
know
forgot
I
to
have
mention your name,
followed him.
Shami. I'm so sorry.
No, I have followed Chami for a long time. I know there are other parents also who probably knew about him. So yeah.
Hmm.
Just thought I'll mention.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention the name. But yes, I mean, it's all about, I think, identifying, recognizing opportunities as and when it is presented to us. And the opportunities will only be presented once we start working together as one whole unit, as one whole team. So that's why I keep saying this to in whichever platform that I'm appearing and whatever talking engagements I have. I don't understand these words: acceptance, understanding. Very subjective. I don't know the way you perceive something. All I know is, at the end of the day, if we can work as a unit, if we can work as a team, so there are a lot of positive things that can happen for this entire strata of autistic individuals. So Chitra ma'am, please share your views. Tell us what did you feel?
Not much different from what Padma mentioned. So, yes, at the beginning of the journey, honestly, both of us didn't realize that it would become so big. We had seen other books in the West, and we thought, okay, let's give this a shot. But once the answers started coming in, is when it really hit us like a tornado, kind of. Like, I still remember Padma and me, we used to call each other up and talk. Like, every time one of the author's answers would come in, oh my God, this is just going like beyond what we had even imagined in our wildest. And then, yeah, after that, it's been like I don't know, we've just been carried away with the flow of it. And there's been a huge change that we can sense. There is a shift in mindset that is very, very clearly visible. There are a lot more professionals actually looking up and asking, like thinking along the lines that non-speaking people don't necessarily, that doesn't necessarily mean not thinking or not understanding or whatever. So for us, that was that small chingari that needed to be lit, and that has been lit. And yeah, we started out with that small idea that if it can light a small this thing, but now I think it's like a roaring fire, more so, if I say,
True.
which is good. And there are lots more parents who are reaching out with similar stories where they but they are struggling because people are not ready to, there are not enough people to support them. So this actually is a support for them also, those parents also. So yeah, I think it's like totally overwhelmed both of us also, is what I would stop it with.
So did that at the end of the day, did that change your relationship also with your child? Have you started seeing him in a different light, or has that happened to you? It just, this question is coming out of absolute curiosity right now.
So, Padma, you go ahead.
Mitra.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead and say.
Not seeing him in a different light per se, because we generally have a lot of conversations, but those conversations were very private between both of us. He shares it with very few people. He is far more private and introvert than me. I was actually surprised when he agreed to be a part of the book, and the way that he has come out and shared all his thoughts, it just made me a proud mama. I'm happy that he's spreading his wings, showing the world what he's actually capable of. Not just me or a select few, the world gets to know him. And it's true for every one of the authors. I think none of the parents thought that their children could answer at this great level the way they have answered. That is the common feeling we all have felt, that they surpassed our expectations. Every parent in the 16 families must have felt it at some point, that whatever, when we saw the questions, whatever we were expecting, what we got was 10 times more, or beyond that. It's true for all of us.
Absolutely. It's the same thing. I still remember telling Padma once, my son, he is a very minimalistic writer. Like he tries to fit in as much as possible in one sentence. And for the book, the way he went on and on, like I still remember telling Padma, I'm like shocked. It's
Yeah,
like
I remember.
he is trying to, he knows this is an opportunity he can't miss, and he wants to put himself out there. And for me, like that is the biggest difference I am seeing, is not so much in me or my relationship with my son, but in how he has become more like, I think there's a newfound confidence that he has. And I'm sure all the 16 authors have, because they finally have people listening to them. And that makes a huge difference. So that is perhaps the biggest difference I have noticed. And I'm sure that holds true for all 16 of the authors.
True. Very true.
That was my curiosity. Once you go through all these questions that have come from these children, these individuals, maybe probably it gives you a lot of it works like a beacon. You know where you're headed. You know what that unpredictability of it is somewhat it is arrested somewhere, the unpredictability of this journey. And I think the entire unpredictability of this journey crops out of when parents realize that we are not able to communicate with our child, or our child is not able to communicate with us. And I'm glad that something like this is happening. I'm glad that we are having this conversation today, because there's so many people out there and so many families out there. Would I would want to tell them that, so what that you have someone who's non-verbal, because that is not the only way one is communicating. Your
Yes.
child is forever communicating with you. He's forever communicating with you. You just have to identify it. What is he communicating? And secondly, the biggest, the fallacy that I've seen in this fraternity, they think that the child is not even able to understand.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most, a lot of people end up discussing and sharing the ups
Yeah.
and downs of this journey. Or probably they had a bad day with the child, and the child is sitting right there, and they start talking about the child, about what went wrong in that day with him. And I think this message needs to go out, that one has to start becoming mindful about all this. You know, don't discuss in the child's presence. So what, he's a non-speaking individual, he's able to understand everything, and we really don't know how you might be hurting him, you might be, he's not even liking you're doing something like this, and it can manifest in so many different ways. Then you'll probably see a lot of behavior changes towards you, and then you'll be surprised कि अरे अचानक मेरा बच्चा को क्या हो गया, why is he behaving like this?
Yeah.
So I think this book is going to help. So just sending a request out to everybody. We have mentioned the Amazon link of this book in our post. You will find both the books there. There are two books. One is written in English and the other one is translated in Hindi. And I think because it has come out in a vernacular in Hindi, I think it's going to help majority of the people out there. Please pick this book up. It is extremely conversational. पढ़िएगा जरूर इस किताब को, and realize and find it out for yourself that कितनी मजेदार है इनकी दुनिया, इनके क्यूरोसिटी लेवल्स, इनके क्वेश्चंस. कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं, मैं शेयर अभी नहीं करूंगी, मैं चाहूंगी कि आप लोग वो किताब पढ़े. कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं, जैसे व्हाट चित्रा एंड पद्मा मैम जस्ट शेयर, that they were really like taken aback. Their minds were blown. Oh God, what is this question? What are they asking? So I mean it. There are these questions there. So pick that book up, please. It's available on Amazon. We have mentioned the link. You can buy the book. And as per Amazon right now, it is telling me the book will be delivered in 3 days' time. So I'm sure you people can also see it. The delivery time is pretty short. So order this book. And I'm glad that it has been translated in Hindi. So all the people out there, जो ये मुझे आज, अब मैं जानबूझ के मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगी, जो ये कहते हैं कि हम इंग्लिश किताब नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं, हम इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पाते हैं ठीक से, प्लीज अब ये किताब हिंदी में है. आप ये किताब खरीदिए, ये किताब पढ़िए. और हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म तो है ही है. द स्पेशल मॉम इज देयर, द स्पेशल मॉम ग्रुप इज देयर, आवर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स आर देयर. जितना आपको डिस्कस करना है इस किताब के बारे में करिए. अगर आप लोग ये भी चाहते हैं कि you people would want to spend some time with Padma ma'am or Chitra ma'am, do let us know. We will arrange for probably a one-on-one conversation आप लोगों के साथ. आप लोग किसी भी बारे में बात करना चाहते हो, पेरेंटिंग हो, किताब के बारे में हो, अपने बच्चे के पोटेंशियल के बारे में हो, कम्युनिकेशन के बारे में हो. So we have these amazing people with us. So leave us a comment इसी वीडियो के नीचे, and I'm sure Padma ma'am and Chitra ma'am will see the comment and they will reach out to you. And you people can have conversations with them. And secondly, आप लोगों ने जो बोला ना, Padma ma'am, Chitra ma'am, there are still families who are reaching out to you right now. They would also want help in probably their children, they would want to say something, or they would want to write something. So any plans for that? Are you planning to a Talking Fingers Part 2? जैसे OTT लैंग्वेज में season 2?
Yeah, Kriti, we are definitely planning a book, Talking Fingers 2. because this ability to communicate extraordinarily is not limited to the 16 authors. There are many more out there who have this extraordinary ability. And now, since the world has taken notice of it, we want to tell them that, see, there are many more. You need to keep changing your perspective, keep changing your mindset to include all of us in the and take notice of all their abilities and not treat them as someone who can't think, don't have empathy. In fact, they think more than us, have more empathy than us. That is what you'll see when you read the book. We need to learn.
That's why I never diverged much about it. There are portions that वो ऐसे portions हैं जिनको मन करता है कि I should climb on the tallest building. Just read this, what this person has written. Just read what he's trying to say or what she's trying to say. Please buy the book, folks. Please buy it. Please buy it. Please read it. Conversational है, कुछ ज्ञान बांटने वाला किताब नहीं है. So don't worry. It is absolutely conversational, and the way it is collated, it's beautiful. It's beautifully collated journal. So please buy this book. Please read it. अब तो हिंदी में भी है, सो प्लीज हिंदी वाली किताब खरीदिए, पढ़िए, एक दूसरे को गिफ्ट करिए. अगर आपको वो किताब अच्छी लगी पढ़ के, सो मेक श्योर अगले बारी अगर आपके किसी भी दोस्त का बर्थडे है, कुछ है, तो प्लीज ये वाली किताब उनको गिफ्ट करिए. I am planning to gift this book to all my friends because you keep getting these questions. They don't belong to our autistic fraternity, but you keep getting this question. Tell us how we can help you. Tell us how we can help your child. What is it that he's saying? Acha, a lot of times happen when my friends or anybody come over and my son just goes to them and sits next to them. He's trying to say something. He's trying to do something. And they just look at me. Kriti, ये क्या बोल रहा है? Kriti, इसको क्या चाहिए अभी? कृति हम कैसे हेल्प करें बता, ये कुछ मांग रहा है कृति मुझसे, ये कुछ मांग रहा है. दे कैन फील इट दैट ही इज आस्किंग फॉर समथिंग, बट उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि वो क्या मांग रहा है. सो स्पेशली फॉर दोस फ्रेंड्स हु आर कीपिंग एन आई ऑन यू, द फ्रेंड्स हु आर ऑलवेज देयर विथ यू, जो आपके घर आते हैं और मेरे ही दोस्तों की तरह ऐसे सवाल पूछते हैं कि ये कुछ बोल रहा है, कुछ मांग रहा है, देखना ये क्या बोल रहा है, हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. सो आई एम श्योर दिस बुक विल रियली हेल्प. एज आई सेड, बिल्कुल कॉन्वर्जेशनल किताब है, पढ़ेंगे आई थिंक शायद एक रात में खत्म कर देंगे आप इस किताब को. पढ़ते पढ़ते यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू स्टॉप इट. तो आप पढ़ते पढ़ते इस किताब को आप खत्म कर देंगे एक ही रात में, और फिर आपका बहुत मन करेगा, जो मेरे साथ हुआ है. दैट्स व्हाई आई आस्क्ड दैट क्वेश्चन टू पद्मा मैम एंड चित्रा मैम, आर यू सीइंग योर चाइल्ड इन अ डिफरेंट लाइट? Because that happened with me. I started seeing my child in a different light, and I had that thing in me that whatever that he's trying to communicate in any way is extremely important to him, and I'm not able to see that importance as a mother. And so I think Chitra ma'am used that expression, bridging the gap, for her all-inclusive foundation. I think this is bridging the gap. ये जो internal gap है, she talked about the external gap, about the gap that she'd seen in the outside world. I'm talking about our own inner sanctum, the gaps that we have in our inner sanctum. And the gaps always exist and always crop up when you're not communicating with each other.
Yes.
So please ये किताब पढ़िए, please ये किताब पढ़िए. And जो मैंने feel किया है वो feel कीजिए. बहुत ही beautiful feeling है, बहुत ही अमेजिंग सी फीलिंग है. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट द सेम फीलिंग दैट यूड हैड जब आप लोग स्कूल या कॉलेज में जब होंगे और आप अपने क्रश को देखते होंगे ऐसे जा रहा है आपके सामने से. दैट फीलिंग दैट यू हैव, दैट फ्लटरिंग, सो you'll have that fluttering, that feeling. So coming to the last part of our discussion, it was of course a life-changing experience for both of you. I can see that from even with my conversations with Padma ma'am, as a human being also, as a mom also, I could actually feel it was a life-changing experience for both of you. And of course, this fraternity is thankful to both of you for doing something like this. what is it? What is it? I would start with you, Chitra ma'am. What is it that you would want to tell everybody out there today?
Uh, so I would like to tell something to the parent and professional community, and something additional to the rest of the world. So to the parent and professional community, I will just harp on what I always say about presuming competence and how important communication is in understanding who the child is. Okay, so the child with autism is, because uh, it's very, autism is not like any other disability in that sense, because there is a lot which gets lost because of that communication hurdle that comes in. And work on communication, and that can be any form. Please don't focus on speech, because speech is not the only way that any of us communicate, actually, for truth be told. And always look beyond that label, because that is something that all of us get kind of bound in, is that, okay, autism, and everything that the child or the individual does, you see it through the lens of autism. Please don't do that, because there is an individual there who is not just the autism is not just everything about this person. There are lots of other facets that you can discover. And for discovering that, I think communication has to play a key role. And presuming competence, presuming the fact that this person can understand, this person is listening, this person is capable. That is what I would like to tell parents and professionals. To the larger community, I would just say that I think we all believe or live in this illusion that independence, about independence. But the truth is that none of us are truly independent. We are all interdependent, right? And when we look at a child or individual with autism, we only see this person who is constantly requiring help. But if you actually look within yourself, you will also see that there are so many opportunities where we depend on others. So why do we just pull out them for the needs that they have? Everyone, all of us are interdependent, and we all need each other to grow. And disability is not something that is unique to one section of society. All of us came into the world as disabled people, and we're going to go out as disabled people. So just have that thought in mind, that we are all interdependent and we are all going to face disability at some point. So try to be as kind as possible and as empathetic as possible. That's all. Thank you.
Such a wonderful revelation. That's why I love these kind of conversations. We have all come into this world disabled, and we will be going with a disability. Such a wonderful revelation it is. And we don't even realize that something we have actually have crossed this entire evolution. We all are evolving. So this entire evolution process is this. So you start as disabled people, and and you'll end it as disabled people. So wonderful revelation, Chitra ma'am. Padma ma'am, over to you.
After what Chitra has said, I have very little to add to that. But I would like to talk to a parent, address a parent. If your child is a non-speaking child, autistic child, then what you actually want is communication. You want to hear what your child thinks, how your child feels, what he wants, what he doesn't want. That is what you actually want. It is just our conception, a prejudice that it happens only with speech. We need to change that mindset within ourselves first. पहला बदलाव हम में आना चाहिए. हमें ये सोचना चाहिए कि स्पीच सिर्फ एक जरिया है अपनी मन की बात कहने का। मेरा बेटा बात नहीं करता, लेकिन वो मुझसे बहुत सारी बातें कर लेता है, एंड he does it through typing or communicating. And that is the same with all the 16 families that we are. We are all sharing our thoughts, our hopes, our dreams with our children. And that is a two-way communication that is going on without speech. So that is the change that should come within us first. Then we'll start to explore different ways of communication. So when we start exploring, one thing I would ask all parents is to become a communication partner for your child, especially in the initial stages when they are trying out communication. Try to think if this is see, there are many ways that ASC works. It can be text, it can be letterboard, it can be writing, it can be typing, it can be through apps. There are different means of doing it, but not there is no pakka formula that this will work for this child.
Yeah.
You have to learn, you have to explore, and once you till your child is comfortable and expressing that, be a communication partner for your child. And once they are comfortable with one means, don't think that that's the end of the journey, because your child will outgrow that means of communication. If he was using text, he will move on. If he is using a letterboard, he will move on, or he may stay comfortable, because that journey is ever evolving. They will learn, they'll grow, and you need to learn and grow with them. Once they start becoming better communicators, take a step back. Let them be the front face of communication. You be the back end support. Whenever they need your support, be there. But in the initial journey, you have to play a major role, because the one person who spends maximum time with your child and the one person who has the well-being of your child at the front of their mind is the parent. No one else can take that place. If you have a very good professional, take all the guidance you can get. And if you can't, don't have the privilege of a good professional who is helping you there, reach out to other parents. Reach out to parents who have been through the journey, but take their guidance, take their help, but don't stop learning. Learn, read books, attend conferences, listen to other or what other autistic people are saying, because that is the ultimate truth. None of us know what is actually how it feels to be autistic. They are the real experts. So when they speak, we need to listen, we need to learn, we need to imbibe that as much as possible. Only then you can be an empowered parent. And once being an empowered parent is the only way you can help your child. You can't sit back and say someone else is going to do that for me. No one else. No one else loves your child like you do. No one else wants their well-being as you do. So you have to take that step. You have to be the one person who is either a communication partner or a strong support system for your child, because that's what your child deserves. And if you talk to any parent who has been through this journey, Chitra, me, or all the other parents and others in the Talking Fingers family or other outside, you'll learn that it's not a straight curve. Once they started communicating, everything went well, everything fell into place, and everything is beautiful and serene. No, it's not, because it's like incremental stage. We go up, then we plateau, then we learn something new, then we take the next step of the journey. It's not an easy journey. I'm not saying it's easy, it's just like that you will breeze through this journey. I'm not saying that, but it's the most beautiful journey you can take as a parent, as an person. And if you are in the beginning stages, you may feel that I'm just saying something, but let's meet after a few years, and I'm sure you'll agree to what I'm saying, that all your life, this is the best journey you have ever taken with someone who is the closest to your heart. You're helping them reach their maximum potential, and nothing can be more fulfilling than that. So learn, grow, become empowered, have patience, and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to nourish yourself. Do what makes you happy, even if it is for 15-30 minutes a day. nurture yourself also, because your child needs you. And you have to be happy with what you are doing in your life to make sure that your child is happy in his life. That's all I can say. Grow, learn, be happy, and don't think of
And I
this as
think that
some sort of
the
punishment.
best the best message that we can actually give out, especially to the mothers, is you're enough. You're doing the
Yes,
best that you can do.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
trust your own self. Trust your own
Yes.
self. You don't need validations from anybody. Just trust your own self because you know your child best.
Yes.
So whatever
Trust
that
your
you're doing
child
for your
and
child,
trust yourself. That's more than enough.
correct, correct. So I think that that's all is needed. And before we close this conversation today, I would again request everybody who's listening to us right now and people who will be logging in later and listening to us, because this video will be there available on our pages. Please do buy the book. It's available in Amazon. We have mentioned the Amazon link. It is mentioned in the post. Please click on that link, buy the book. Please read the book. It is an amazing, amazing book. It is now out in Hindi also. So it will be easier for a lot of people who are a little uncomfortable in reading English. Sorry, I have a bad throat. So please read the book, and it is absolutely conversational. And there are a lot of things that you will also realize, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that you'll also learn, that how you can actually help. um, of course you'll help your child anyhow, but how you can actually help your own self, that is the most important thing. That is there, because Chitra ma'am, Padma ma'am both said the same thing, that take care of your own self first, and that's when you'll be able to do whatever you had set out to achieve. So amazing conversation. I wanted to have this conversation. I was planning to have this conversation for the longest period of time, but then our master classes were happening. And so I thank you, both of you, for this. And we will be, hopefully, we will be having another round of conversation about this book, only about this book, and with the authors. And we are planning that. And it will be, I'm sure it will be an awesome experience for everybody here. So, Chitra ma'am, Padma ma'am, thank you for doing this. Thank you for
Thank
talking
you.
to us. And I'm so proud of myself. We are in time. Okay. Seriously, even
Thank
I
you.
stopped looking at the watch. No, we are on time. So
Kriti, if I
let
may
the
add
conversation
something,
flow. Sure,
Kriti,
sure, ma'am, sure.
to all the readers, to all the listeners who are watching and hearing this, I have a request. If you have read the book, please share your feedback, because our authors love to hear how you have felt after reading the book, and they would appreciate it very much, as would Chitra and I. So we would love to hear how it has helped you, how it has touched you, or what you felt when you read the book. So please share your feedback, because that's how they get to know how they have touched your heart, right? So please reach out to us and share your feedback. Thank you.
Yes, even I wanted to say that. Please give feedback. Thank you for saying that. Uh, yes, it will be a blessing for all the children who have um, co-authored this book. Your feedback will work as blessings for them, and of course, it will be a huge accolade for the family also. Because if you see a child blossoming, it is always a family who's standing behind him and who's helping him. So, our heartfelt congratulations to all the families, to all the children who have come together to write this book. And may God give them more power, and they become more
Thank you.
powerful, and more strength to them and the families. And I hope this book ends up helping those families and those parents who are still now thinking that they are not able to communicate with their own child. So there's hope, and there's Padma ma'am and Chitra ma'am. So if you would want to reach out to them, please leave a comment in the video itself. And our thanks again to both of you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for this conversation. Hopefully we'll have more conversations soon. I'm wishing you all the best and lots of love to your children. And let
you,
the conversation go. Let the conversations begin now. And let go of that idea in your head that मेरा बच्चा नहीं बोलता. आपका बच्चा बोलता है, आप सुनने लायक बनिए प्लीज. आप सुनने लायक बनिए प्लीज. आपका बच्चा बहुत कुछ बोल रहा है.
Yeah.
I know this is tough. I know a lot of anxiety and a lot of impatience sets in. But then again, we are human beings. खुद को उतना chance भी दीजिए, please. We are human beings. We are bound to fail. But then again, don't give up. Don't give up. सुनिए जितना सुन सकते हैं आप. Thank you with that note.
Thank you.
The Amazon link is mentioned. Thank you, Chitra. Thank you so much. Thank you, Padma ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.